What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of A Better Way to Heal podcast. Dr. Rachel Gregg at your service. So, I'm looking forward to going through this topic today because this is a relation between two organs in our body that you may think have little to nothing to do with each other, but the facts remain our bodies are a closed system, so everything affects everything. So, welcome back, or if this is your first time with me, welcome. I am honored to have you here. So today, you're going to hear me talk about heart health and the relationship to gut health. That's right. I said it. So there is a significant connection between the bacteria, aka the microbiome in your gut, and a healthy heart. So your overall microbiome that is in your gut actually is very indicative of your overall health. And inflammation in the gut equals inflammation everywhere else in your body, including your heart. So if you have inflammation of your heart, you have heart disease. And chances are, if you have a significant amount of inflammation in your heart, you actually are having issues with blood flow. So with my business, I focus a lot on the gut brain connection, which that is huge. But now we are privy to research that actually says that we have three brains, and that's the heart. So if you've been following me for a while on Facebook or Instagram, or caught some of my other podcast or YouTube videos, you've heard me talk about leaky gut before. So leaky gut is actually a condition when the lining of your small intestine actually becomes damaged due to the foods that you've been eating. It's like a sucker punch right in the gut. And this damage causing undigested food and toxic waste bacteria to leak back into your body. So there's these things called tight junctions in your gut. If you're watching, you'll see it's almost like when your fingers interlock and it's a tight fit. You don't see spaces, and you may see a few, just because it can't be absolutely perfect with my hand as the example. But as you start damaging those tight junctions, it's almost like the hands separate and you can see all of the space, or you can visualize, if you're listening to me, all of the spaces in between. So having a healthy gut is important because it's where 70% of our immune system is. And if you don't have a healthy gut, you will experience a few common symptoms. So these are some symptoms that you most likely have leaky gut syndrome. So chronic diarrhea, constipation, or bloating, food allergies or sensitivities. So many people think food allergies are forever. The fact remains that if you can heal your gut, you actually can start to reintroduce some of these foods, obviously one by one under the care of a doctor, but those can be healed. If you're having a lot of sugar cravings, which is very indicative of having a high level of candida, headaches, brain fog, because you have inflammation in the brain, poor immune system, skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, acne are all related to your gut health. Depression, anxiety, joint pain, arthritis, that's an autoimmune condition. So, and for your kids, symptoms that, you may be, or they may be experiencing leaky gut is inability to focus in school, attention deficit, ADD, acting out, not doing well in school, consistently getting sick, cold, flu, constantly missing school, constantly being sent home from school. Some kids have, migraines and headaches. And there's also a link actually to kids that actually have seizure disorders is linked to the gut. So that's something that's coming down the pipeline. So hence why a lot of kids are getting results from doing things like intermittent fasting, CBD. They are getting great results with those products because they help heal the gut. So I know, I hear you. But Rachel, what does that have to do with my heart health? You're talking all about leaky guts. You lost me, right? So over the years, there have been studies conducted by highly regarded researchers. So the science is behind all this. And this includes Harvard Medical School, so big name here. They have concluded that that having a healthy gut means a healthy heart. Again, you're still asking why. Maybe you're not convinced. I know there's doctors out there that actually are not convinced that leaky gut is actually a real condition. My PSA to you today is if you currently are going to a doctor who has this view, I personally would strongly suggest you start looking possibly for a different doctor who actually recognizes this condition is a real thing. So a professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School, Joanne Manson, Dr. Joanne Manson, and she's also the chief of preventive medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital, says there's a complex interplay between the microbes in our intestines and most of the systems in our body, including vascular, nervous, endocrine, and immune systems. All of these relationships are highly relevant to cardiovascular health. There are studies, and if you have any interest in the link, let me know. I can send that to you. Dr. Manson and her colleagues conducted, they found that gut metabolites, and I'm reading, so bear with me, substances gut microbiome stir up are factors closely tied to cardiovascular risk like diabetes, high blood pressure, and inflammation. So my own explanation, easy for you to say, what is happening when you don't have a healthy gut, your hormones, like your insulin, are not where they need to be. High blood pressure is happening because you're taxing the adrenals, you're affecting your thyroid, you're affecting the inflammation that's happening in that vascular system. So there's more pressure on all the vessels in your body, and inflammation because when you have an unhealthy gut, you're going to have more inflammation in your gut, which translates over to the rest of your body, including your heart. Because the heart and the gut and the brain are kind of, if you want to think of like a train, like the subway, they're all on the same track. They're talking. The train's going to hit the brain, it's going to come to the heart, it's going to come to the gut, and boom, 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 back and forth. So for some, a risk of heart disease might depend on family history, age, gender. However, others like obesity, cholesterol levels, toxicity are all changeable and can be treated through diet and and I'm going to take that back, nutrition and a lifestyle that supports a healthy gut and heart. So introducing things like prebiotics, probiotics. Probiotics have actually been linked to lower high cholesterol, reduce blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and lower triglycerides, all aspects of higher risk of heart disease. So how does a probiotic, how do all these little bugs in this capsule do that? So what happens is when you put good bacteria into your gut, you're pushing all the bad bacteria out. The bad bacteria, the candida, the things that make you crave sugar, the things that make you sick, cause a lot of inflammation. There's only so much room. You push the good in there, pushes the bad out, so you excrete out. You have less inflammation. Okay, so you can reduce your risk with a probiotic. one of the best ways to control cardiovascular heart disease risk is to introduce both the pre and the probiotic, because the pre feeds the probiotic, the healthy bacteria. So you need that prebiotic to feed the pro or the good bacteria. There's plenty of evidence showing that certain probiotics can reduce cholesterol, blood pressure, and inflammation, but not all probiotics are the same. So the ones I use with my clients are specifically for helping with digestion, reducing inflammation, which will in turn reduce inflammation across the board in your body. And I'm happy to share those with you if that is of interest. I can share what I use for myself and my clients, and what I recommend to anyone who asks about probiotic. So you just want to make sure too, if you're going to the store, you really want to look for things that have a very broad range of probiotics. They don't just have one strain in the probiotic. You want to have at least a few strains in there. Make sure it's a gluten-free product. It's a dairy-free product. Prebiotic, just make sure it's something that it states that it's a pre. And what I usually tell people is, if you haven't been taking either one, take the probiotic for a couple weeks and then add in the prebiotic after that. I also highly recommend a plant-based protein. The one that I use myself and share with others is a plant-based protein that actually helps feed the microbiome in your body. So in your gut, if you are feeding your body, your gut, with the good bacteria, this protein powder actually helps feed that. So it acts as a prebiotic for all the good bugs that you're putting in. So why do I say plant-based? Plant-based protein is a lot less inflammatory than animal-based protein powders. So when I say animal-based, I'm talking about your dairy based proteins. So plant-based is a lot cleaner. You still get the amino acids that you need. You get the antioxidants, but you are getting what I personally feel is a cleaner based protein. A lot of people say, well, plants don't have a lot of protein. Well, I always say too, where do you think the animals get their protein from? A lot of them get their protein from plants. So plants are a living, breathing organism with lots of antioxidants, and they're alive. All right. A lot of times you're eating an animal, or you're using a product from an animal, and it is a dead source of nutrition, where if you're using a plant, you're getting the live version. Daily vitamins. So I had a point in time in my pharmacy career when I was not as well-rounded as I am now, that I used to tell people, if you're eating, a balanced diet, balanced nutrition, I actually hate the word diet, you're good. And if you know of a day that you really didn't do well, take it. But now I know better. You really need to, especially if you're dealing with an unbalanced gut flora, that actually the bad bacteria, the candida, actually zaps you of some things like magnesium, vitamin B12. It actually needs that to survive. I believe zinc is another one. And as we know, zinc helps you stay healthy. So I definitely recommend supplementation. I take one every day. I do my protein, which has vitamins and minerals in it as well. So I would say definitely get one in, but you want to get a good source. Again, you need to be careful with the products that you're choosing. Don't just go to, Sam's Club or any of those big things and just buy a huge bottle of the daily vitamin, because you're getting a lot of stuff that does not digest. So when some people say, oh, when you do a daily vitamin, you're just paying for expensive pee. Well, if you're not getting a good sourced vitamin, food-based, I actually like vitamins that come in capsule form because there's no binders, no colors, extra chemicals that can make it harder for your body to absorb it. If it is in a form where your body's like, heck yeah, I can take this in, you actually absorb what you need to absorb. And the water-soluble vitamins that you don't need, you pee out. So it's not that you never pee out some of the vitamins, but your body knows what it needs. So, but you need to give it a good source first. I also just want to always tell you the foods that you're eating are going to be a huge source of inflammation or not. You're either feeding your body and you're promoting wellness, or you're feeding your body and you're promoting illness. So you be the judge. You know whether are you eating foods that only have one ingredient, fruits and veggies and nuts and seeds, things from the earth, or are you eating a lot of processed foods? I know that I throw a lot out at you, as always, but if you have any questions, obviously reach out to me. And if you're interested in learning more about the products that I use with myself, with my clients, absolutely reach out to me. You can find my website. I am on Instagram at Dr. Rachel Gregg. Facebook, I have a business page, Rachel Gregg Fitness, and also under my personal page, Rachel Gregg. You can find me that way. You can message me that way. All is fair with all of those. And just remember, what you put in your body matters. What you put on your body matters. Not using toxic chemicals to clean with, not using products on your skin like lotions and soaps that have a lot of toxic chemicals in them, because that also is something that your body has to absorb and figure out, which can cause inflammation if you're putting a lot of chemicals in and around your body. So it's never a bad time to talk about heart health, gut health, brain health, all the things. So I really hope this was helpful for you today. And if it was, I would so appreciate if you could take the time to subscribe and review. And if this was really helpful for you, share it with a friend. This is how I get my message out there. The more people that see it, hear it, whatever platform you're getting this on, the better. So I appreciate every single one of you so much. And until next time, be happy and be healthy.